So today, for this video, part of the video, we're going to talk about abs. So when it comes to powerlifting and strength, we don't want to just do a ton of sit-ups, and we're going to go over some sit-up and crunch technique. But today, this video, we're going to talk about planks. So when we talk about planks, we're trying to resist movement. So in terms of a front plank, gravity is pulling us into extension, so it's an anti-extension drill. We're going to work more at the front of the abs. Side plank, we're resisting that side bending, so it's going to work more of our obliques. And then there's many other variations that we could do. We're going to use some furniture movers to make it a little bit more challenging. We're going to go through a bunch of different plank progressions with and without equipment. So the most basic version is your front plank. We're going to bridge up on the forearms, squeeze our glutes, drive our elbows down to my lats, my glutes, and my abs are engaged. You can make this as much tension as hard as you like. I can adjust the basis of support to make it harder. That gives it a rotational component to it. I can build up to a push-up position plank and do the same thing. So people do these elbow taps. So these are all ways to make the planks more challenging. You can also do a plank from a quadruped position. Do the same thing, so it's a little bit less of my body weight than a regular plank. And I can do the same thing. So these are all different variations to make a front plank more challenging. If you're able to do it for more than 20-30 seconds, I would advise you to do a harder variation so you're not just sitting in the plank all day. I think the plank world record is like a day or something. Some old guy did it for like a long. So if you're doing it for more than 30 seconds, make it more challenging. Side plank. And for older people, you can also start with a plank on your knees. That might be fine if you're bigger or older. Or you can do planks from an incline or elevated position to make it a little bit easier, use less of your body weight, and progress down to the floor. And then eventually to the floor. And I can always also progress the other way, more of my body weight, more of my body weight. So no matter what your size, there's a plank that's right for you. Now we do the same thing for the side. Start from a short lever position, so this is less of my body weight, this is more of my body weight, less of my body weight. Good alignment here, good alignment here. I can also add in some different movements. If I want to make this more dynamic, I can add a hip circle if I'd like as well. Or I can just hold it static. That's short lever side plank. This is a long lever side plank. And again, I can make these. You could do other things here. I don't like to do a lot of leg movement from a long lever position because it's a little bit of some more stressful on the knee. So if you like to do hip movement, I recommend doing from a short lever version personally. I can also do this from an elevated position if I want to get my shoulders more involved as well. Another really great version, I'm going to show a hip raise and also what's called a Copenhagen plank if I want to get my hips involved as well. So when I do the hip raise, instead of having my knees, hips, and shoulders in alignment, I'm going to bring my knees perpendicular to my body. So this is a hip raise. So this is going to be for my oblique and my hip. I'm going to drive up. So it's a body weight resisted hip raise. So that's a way to work my outer hip as well as my obliques at the same time. I obviously do that on both sides. And then the last one we're going to go through is a Copenhagen plank. So I just worked the outside of my hip, and now I'm going to work the inner thigh as well as the obliques. So again, you can start off with a very short elevation for this. and then progress. Oh, sorry. And then I can go to also elevated, regular side plank. Now we'll go to the Copenhagen. So I can keep elevating as well. Let's make this a little bit more challenging. So now when I go through Copenhagen plank, I can adjust the distance to work my inner thigh more or less. So I'm going to drive up, pull myself up with my inner thigh. And I can hold or do reps like that. As I get more comfortable, I would start off with your knee in line with the anger point. And as you get better, I can come further out and pinch with my inner thigh. And I can use some movement here if I want to just pass the time. And I'll obviously do that on both sides. So again, starting off with the leg close, and then I can go with the leg far away. Another thing we could do to advance these planks or do some more ab work is use furniture movers. We do what's called a body saw, which is a dynamic plank. By adjusting my body, it makes it a longer or shorter lever arm, which makes the movement more challenging. I can also do hip flexion, pike and knee tuck variations with the furniture movers, as well as ab rollouts. So I'm trying to resist extension as I come out. That's eccentric only. If I want to work my lats on the way back, I can also forcefully pull up. Feeling the burn. That's how you train your abs for stability with no equipment.